Mom Lorette wants to say something. Can you hear her clearly?
Hello, Ma'am Lorette.
So you can
Hello.
speak in Philo or English.
Okay, Tagalog. Hello.
Hello po.
I don't have any Aborigines friend, but I will be voting for yes in support for them. Yeah, kaya. Kasi kailangan marinig yung kanilang boses. Kailangan isali sila sa lahat ng mga pagtitipon, mga kuro-kuro. At nang sa ganon, tayo rin ay magkaroon ng maliwanag na ano ba yun? Maliwanag na kaisipan para sa kanila. Di ba?
Tama po.
Yun lang, kahit wala akong kaibigang Jewish.
Shell, please translate
Oh,
for
ikaw
the
naman.
others.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po.
Salamat po, Tia Lorette.
Hi, everyone. So you heard from Miss Loreto Pangilinan, who was raised in Pampanga, but taught in Tondo and where else? Tondo, Manila. So, she's been a teacher for more than how many years now? Filipino teacher for 15 years. So the translation to what she said was, it's unfortunate that she doesn't know anyone from an indigenous background, given we're in Australia, because they were talking behind, but I just had to mute it. But it doesn't matter, because what's important is that we give them the voice, because that's the way we will understand them. And that's the way we, as well as Filipinos, widen our wisdom and knowledge of who they are. So I feel like I've translated that correctly, but she was talking as well, listening to you guys. She's very Makabayan, so she's very upset about the West Philippine Sea. But, I'll leave it there. I hope that contributes to the conversation.
Okay.
Thank you. And Michelle, do you have a story?
Okay. See ya. They're going because they're sleepy after the coffee and the snacks. It's siesta time in true Filipino form.
Nana time.
Yeah. I would love to share my story. I will keep it brief, but I was hoping I can share my screen if that's possible.
Sure.
Marisa?
You should be able to, Michelle.
Okay. So I have 3 stories and I will spend maybe under a minute on them. But the first one is my first encounter of the whoopsie daisies. It is sharing. Hang on a second. But it's not showing the screen. Hang on a second. Okay. I will try this again. Can you hear them talking about plants in the background? Can you see it now?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So my first interaction with the indigenous community or Aboriginal elders is through Miss Deborah Wall and also Merlinda. Merlinda, you won't remember this now, but this was back in July 2009.
Yeah, I facilitated that storytelling thing. Yeah.
Correct. And look at how we have 2 women, one Aboriginal and one Filipina. And I think this is powerful. One is in our Barot Saya and they're dancing together. And the fact that it was such an open dialogue between these 2 cultures really embedded in my mind how wonderful it would be to have more connection with the indigenous community who welcomed us with open arms to this amazing, wonderful land that we live in. So that's my first one, July 2009. If I can, I just want to quote Merlinda now, but she said, put your hands on the table. Look, our colors even look alike now. I think the yes or no referendum is very dangerous because it really is very divisive. When it is very easy in my head to say yes, that we have so much in common and they absolutely deserve a seat on the table. So that's my first sharing. My second sharing is, let's see if it's just a photo with Auntie Beryl. Aunt Beryl. Do you know Aunt Beryl? I think Merlinda, you
I
know
do.
Aunt Beryl.
Mm.
And Miss Violi is there with husband John. And this was 2 years ago when I was given a scholarship by the chief executive women to do a course at MIT. And I called Auntie Beryl. Deborah was so proud of me. She said, you have to have Auntie Beryl there. I called her and she didn't even hesitate. She's like 90 now or something. But I said, can I pick you up? She said, I'll take an Uber. That's her. And what's sad for me was that I was in a room of about 1,000 people, most of them from the largest companies in Australia. And I look around and there was one Indigenous woman, only like openly, because of course we have half mixed. We don't really know everyone's culture and heritage. But she was there and I felt so happy that she was there in what I thought was like the powerful corridors of corporate Australia. And I want that to happen more, that every table should have a representation from the Indigenous community. And so finally, I will end with this. Do you know this necklace? This is from Mindanao. Can you see it?
Okay.
So Miss Violi knows this, but 5 years ago, we did a fashion show called Tuloy po kayo, which translates to come in or please come in. And it showcased indigenous costumes from the Philippines and jewelry. And we had so many of this. And again, it's customary now for me, whenever we have an event, we always invite the indigenous community to come. And I have to name check Miss Deborah Wall again for facilitating that. But one of the elders came and she was like looking at this and marveling at the craftsmanship. And so she goes, wow, you have this amazing craftsmanship in your country. I said, of course. And so I bought one for her and gave it to her. And it was red and white, which was the colors. There was some symbolic reason for the black and white. I can't remember what it is. And I gave it to her and I put it around her neck and she was crying. And I said, why are you crying? And she said, this is such a powerful gesture. And I am just grateful. Anyway, I'm a crier, so I'm going to try not to cry. But I was thinking, you have given me the privilege of having this amazing life in Australia, and you're thanking me because I gave you a necklace. This is a little bit unfair. We should give you more than a necklace. We should give you a yes in the referendum.